Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 11 of our Transport Fever 2 Let's Play. If you're new to the channel, check out some of the older videos in the series. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, let me know how I'm doing. Having a lot of fun making this series, so hopefully you guys are enjoying it. We're taking a look at the most recent plane line that we added in at the end of last episode. Running down from Tetford all the way up into this central location between Colchester, Southall, and Low. It's actually not doing too bad. We've got a couple passengers waiting. What is really popular is this bus transfer. We have a ton of people transferring at this bus between these three cities. And then if we come down here, you know, we've got a couple passengers waiting, couple getting picked up by the bus to go back into the city. 3 of them on the new airline. So it's going decently well. So if we just want to go over really quickly some of the things that we want to do today. A couple of them are really simple, things that I just missed at the end of the last episode, so I'll go ahead and fix those things now. The first is that when I went and smoothed this out, I actually smoothed out the terrain by this harbor. So I actually just want to go ahead and touch this back up, just to make it look nice. Not necessary for gameplay. The ports still function, but I just wanted that to look nicer. The next is over in Droitwich. When we added in this commuter rail line, we added in, or we forgot to add in the corresponding bus route. So we'll go ahead and do that now. We're gonna want a bus stop right here by that crossing, and then maybe 2 running down this each side of this street. That would probably work. That would probably get pretty good coverage. And we can go ahead and delete this one because that was from the old bus line. And now we can add in a new route circulating around here. I'm actually going to put in a waypoint so that it sticks to the roads with bus lanes. And we'll make that a dark blue. So this will be a bus route, Droitwich, bus to train. And now we need to get some vehicles on this line, so we're going to have to add in a quick vehicle depot. So if we just spin this around, we can probably get it in right there. And now we need to get some buses on this line. I'll probably just go straight away with these, maybe 5 of them, with a high maintenance. And we'll go ahead and get that line running. Just because this station only has this catchment area. So if there was no bus route, people wouldn't take the train unless they lived or were going to this area. Now this bus route allows them to pretty much cover the entire city, which is obviously much better. All right, so a couple other things. So this tools line, we have 3 ships on it currently. If I can just find it, this line right here. So we've got 3 ships up here. I'm gonna add another ship onto that line, and then similarly, if I can find it, this logs line has 4. So we've got 1 leaving, 2 coming back down. That's actually a pretty decent spread, and this has plenty of logs for now, so that should work just fine. So next up is these ships on this line. If we take a look, this is currently getting starved of raw, unrefined oil, and one thing that we could do really easily is swap these out with these new ships. So we're moving crude oil and refined oil. So the Viola can move 240 at a speed of 19 with 100 times loading speed, compared to 130, so almost 100 less, 1 mile an hour faster, but only 40 times loading speed. So I think that this is a no-brainer. This has much higher capacity and will perform much better. That should allow that line to run really efficiently. And then if we continue to see this being starved, we could build a port up here at this crude oil and ship more oil down onto that second platform. If you remember, we put 2 platforms in specifically for that reason. So our big project for today is I want to get this machine parts running and start getting some delivered right here into Reaper. So this is going to require planks and steel. We have a steel processing facility here with an iron ore and a coal right nearby. Honestly, we could probably truck from this distance. This probably doesn't need a rail. We can ship them over to get the steel into this facility, and then we could actually run a rail line, because if we look on this platform, this is providing so much timber to the tools that I think that this timber facility could support putting a rail station here, reusing the same line, and then adding a station here. So that's what we're going to do. So we will go ahead and we will start. I'll probably pause it real quick just because I'm going to be deleting a lot of track right here. And now we're going to want to get a cargo through station. Let's say with 3 platforms, and then I'll add on the extra track. Do I want this on the inside or the outside? Let's see if we go right here. I'm going to have the passengers run on the outside. So I generally want to line this up so that the passenger rail will loop around the outside. So maybe there. And now if I take this back even further, like that, and now I'm just going to connect up these lines. I'll probably back this one out a bit further as well. And I'm just going to configure this really quickly to add in another set of track. It makes it a lot easier to edit if I need to down the line. So we'll just go ahead and add this in. And this doesn't need a cross. We will need to signal it really quick. So if I do one-way signals there, and then a set of one-way signals, I could probably get away with just one more set right here, like that, and now that line should still function perfectly fine. Oh, and I actually made a mistake because there's a passenger platform right here. So I actually want the cargo to be on the outside. Yeah. I didn't even think of that. All right. So we'll just go ahead and back this out again. I'll probably just delete this whole station and move it forward just a little bit. So if we delete that and we add it back in, maybe right there. And now if we take our tracks, and we want this to go through, that lined up really well. And now this one also lines up really well, and we'll just have to go back in there and put those signals back in. Just like that. And now they can go right through, and now we can put the cargo rail line on the outside. So I'm going to configure this, and I'm going to add in that parallel track. For this rail line to use. And we will branch it off and go right through. Right through the passenger station, that is. And then this can honestly just merge in here. You know, we can edit it down the line, but I don't see a reason that that would need another station on the other side. But that being said, if it does need one in the future, we can always add it in. That is not a big deal. So we will just go ahead and carry this track down this line. And now why don't we figure out how to get a station in here? So I think if we delete this back to the tunnel, and again, the game is still paused just because we're messing with all this track and it's going to make the lines get all screwed up if we don't do it paused. So now we want a cargo station, and the cargo is on the outside. So if I just try and line this up so that the passenger rail links in fairly clean. Could even put it on this side if I really wanted to. Maybe like that. And now let's see how that looks. That curve looks really good. That curve doesn't look bad. I'll probably walk this out just a little bit further, just to get as smooth of a curve as we can, so that when we upgrade this for high-speed rail, we don't lose any speed. And now we're going to want to put in a set of tracks here. We're going to want to merge this in. And we're using the same tunnel. I'll just go ahead and confirm that here. Confirm that here. Looks good. So now we will add in some signals back onto this passenger line so that these trains can run freely. And now we want to auto signal now. And this will run all the way down to here. And we will send that one back. Ties in right there nicely. And now we will want to do the same thing here. Auto signal down this line. Goes to about there. And now I'll turn the auto signal off, and I'll do one just right before and after that merge. And now the passenger line should function, so we can let this play again. We're good to go. Just out of curiosity, how many trains are on this line? 3? The BR-75s? How is this line running? BR-75s. Oh wow, it's actually doing really well. So if I flip this, so it's up at the top. This Tetford Tola 9-minute frequency, it's doing pretty good. You can see one leaving right there, so we might want to get another one, another train on that line, just to improve the frequency of the line. So now we do want to get a station, or we do want to get a train on this line. And I don't think we're going to go any farther than this right here. So I'm going to branch off a little piece of track, and I'm going to attach that on. And this will be where we get our trains from. So if we go in here, this is going to be a rail line, and it's going to be Reapum lumber, or timber, I think is what I was calling it, timber. And when it gets here, this rail line, I want it to wait for a full load for maybe 60 seconds down here at Reapum branch. And now we can go ahead and get a train onto this line. So let's see what we have. We still have no diesel. We do have electric, but I will probably go with an A35 And we have our new cargo trains. So these go 75 miles an hour, which the A35 can't take advantage of. The Flying Scotsman can. The A4 definitely can. What do these electric trains look like? So this can go 78 miles an hour. It costs 7 million and then 1 million to run. So it's actually pretty much the same price as the Flying Scotsman. Power is 138 to 135. I'm gonna keep this simple for now, and we'll go with an A35, and we'll actually go with the older cars, just for now. And we will get one of these on this line. I'm gonna give it, I was thinking of giving it a higher maintenance because it's going to run on the, it's gonna run right adjacent to this city, but, you know, I just don't think it's necessary. This is encatchment of this, but I'm actually gonna go ahead and just put this road in, just for, you know, continuity. I think it looks a little bit better if there's an actual road connecting it to the facility. But this is encatchment, so this will work. And now we need to make sure that this is encatchment, which it is not. So let's go ahead and put a road in here. Now this is encatchment. And now let's see if this recognizes, yep, it recognizes the machine factory. And it should start to put, oh, awesome, we got the NOHAB. That is a great train. So actually, if we go on here, we swap this out. This is our first diesel train, the NOHAB. It is a beast. It goes 75 miles an hour. So we're going to use it. Let's get a nice big beefy train on here. Make it dark brown. Let's see if we can see it. Our first diesel train. That's a great train. We're going to use that for a long time. And that's awesome. And we're already starting to see a small amount of planks coming onto this platform, which is good to see. It will start to allocate more, but for now, that's good. A lot of these lines that we're setting up right now will lose us money for a little while. Just by the nature of it taking a while for the game to allocate the resources. So I'm going to bring this down. Now I'm going to hold Shift and N and M to get that to be as short as possible. And we're going to do this with trucks. I'm going to see how well it runs with trucks. We might need to change it. We might need to do, you know, something like a rail. But I'm hoping that trucks will be sufficient to get the materials here that we want to get here. I'm going to go ahead and delete this road entirely. And now we're going to change this road. I think I'm going to bridge over this because this is actually a main, you know, highway connection between the cities. And I just want to avoid it entirely. I don't want this to be involved with the city traffic at all. So we'll loop that in, upgrade that. And now we will need to connect this in. So I'm going to take this out straight. And then curve it in. And now we need to get a truck stop. It's going to have 2 stations. So that we can drop off the coal and iron ore. And I will place this here. Configure it. I'll make these a little bit bigger. It's not really necessary because they're just dropping off cargo. And I'll add a couple of those just because we haven't used them yet, so I think it looks interesting. Having a larger drop-off area is not necessary when you're just dropping off cargo. But I just think it makes the whole thing look a bit more interesting to have longer platforms. And now we will also need a platform here, but this one will only be one stop. And I will just try and sneak it in right here with one of these. And we're just having a quick autosave. And now I will connect this in, and I will upgrade this portion of the road to higher speed. And now the last thing we need is a truck stop here. Put that in right here. Configure it really quick. Set up these roads. Get some good street access. That's probably going to be really steep. I wish that there was a move it ability, kind of like in City Skylines. That's actually not bad at all. That's way better than I thought it would be. I'll make this a little bit bigger, just smooth this out a little bit. Just come in here and smooth this out so that it looks a little bit nicer. And now we can go ahead and establish a couple quick lines. So there's going to be tow law. Is this both in tow law? It is. So this is going to be a truck route, tow law, coal. And we will make this a near black color, and these trucks will load for a full load before they come over. And then the next line is going to be the iron line, which will drop at platform 2. Make that an orange color. They will load for full before they come over, and this will be a truck route, tow, law, iron. And now I'm going to go ahead and put a depot right here in the center, right in line with that intersection. And now we can go ahead and get some cargo vehicles on here. So let's see what we're moving. We're moving coal and iron. 14 versus 13, but with a 5 times loading speed. Same top speed. Do I want the extra capacity or the extra loading? I'll probably go with the 1 extra capacity, I think. So I went with this. And what did I get? 8. So now we have the trucks on this. That's going to need more trucks for sure. But for now, that will work. One thing that we are going to have to do is build a quick port right in here. So if I get a cargo harbor going, probably only need 1 station. I don't know where else we would ship steel. I mean, we can always add on in the future, but I think for now, this will be good. And now I'm going to come in here with a bit smaller brush size, flatten out a space for the road. I like to use this road because it looks kind of industrial. Now if I tee that in here, it's not in catchment. So what if I kind of cheat it a little bit and I just bring a road right behind here? Now it is. Great. So now we can come in here with our smaller brush size. Just pull this back. Like that. And now we'll smooth all this out. Try and smooth out these corners. That looks good. And now we're going to need to get a harbor in here. Now this is going to be the interesting thing, because I'm planning on actually putting in an airfield right here. So the question is, how far away can this airfield get while still being in catchment of the tools factory? So if I put this airfield maybe here. So that is as far away as it can get. See, because if I come down to right there, so that is as far away. So I'm going to put that in. And is there a way that I can turn this off? So we're just going to lose a lot of money on that. And now the question is, can I get a harbor in here, not in line with the flight path, that is still in catchment of the tools factory? So if I put a road here and bring it down, can I put in a harbor here? I can. That's awesome. So that's what we're going to do. So if I put it in there, and now I'm going to delete this road out because it's at the wrong height. Flatten this out a little bit. Put the road back in and connect it in. And now we will go ahead and add a harbor. We will delete the small one in the front. We will do a little bit of landscaping to make this look the way that we like it to look. You know, we'll bring some of this terrain up, sink some of this terrain down under here, and then we'll come along, smooth that out a little bit, smooth that out a little bit, smooth all that out. And now we have an airfield in here that can deliver these machine parts later when we want to, which is awesome. And it's in catchment. Harbor's in catchment, which is great. So now we're going to need a line from here to here. Really quick, I'm going to just smooth out all in front of this and all in front of this. It's still a little iffy over here. That's fine. Honestly, you can't see it anyway. And this is going to be, they're both in tow law, which is nice. So we'll do a shipping line, tow law, steel. And why don't we make this kind of a, this bluish purple color. And now I'm going to head and get a, I'm going to go ahead and get a shipping, whatever you want to call this, shipyard in here so that we can get something to move the steel. So the Axle P is a great ship. 220 capacity, 60 times loading speed, 19 horsepower, and you see it moves steel specifically. So we will go ahead and get one of these on this line. And now we have vehicles dropping off, and you can see that this is already putting steel on it. So we've got trucks dropping off coal and iron. I imagine that these need more vehicles on the lines. Absolutely. So we'll come in here and we'll get maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. So now there's 14 vehicles on that line, and we'll get 6 more on this line to move even more coal and iron. And you can see a ton of steel piling up over here. One axle P will probably be sufficient for this to operate for quite a while. You see it's already got a stockpile of planks. How many planks? This is not moving hardly any planks, which is funny if it wasn't so expensive to run. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to delete this road, and I'm going to add it back in. For now, we will delete it. And I'm just going to update it with a higher speed road. So now we're going to take this, we're going to use this road. We will connect that in. I'll upgrade all the way out to there. And now where are we connected? We're connecting to there. So that's the connection that we'll make. I'll go ahead and smooth all this out, including on that rail line that we put in. Smooth it out, smooth it out. And now this will allow us, with this higher speed road, to put a nice shipping facility in. Like generally right here. And maybe put in a couple of these facilities just for the aesthetic. We will put in one-way connections. I might even delete this and just make this a straight portion, just so that it looks a little bit cleaner. So now we have that. It is in catchment of this facility, and Reap'em demands tools. So we will come down here with a truck stop, and we need to figure out where we want to drop off these tools. So if I have them hook up here, that catches the vast majority of the tools. This will catch all of them. I'll have them loop here. So now we'll set up a new line from this tools facility all the way up, looping in like that. They're tools, so I'll make it kind of a tealish color, and they will load for full forever. So this will be a truck route from Tola to Reap'em Tools, I think. Is this in Reap'em? Oh, this is in Reap'em. Great, so this will just be Reap'em Tools. And now we need to get a depot up here, a vehicle depot. Let's see if I can sneak one in right here. I don't think I can. Maybe I'll put it here, right in front of the airport. And we will go ahead and get some cargo on here. So both of these will move cargo. They both go 37, so I'll go with probably the Opel Blitz. We'll get maybe 4 of them with a high maintenance and that teal color. And this just got a little bit of steel, so it's going to start producing some tools. And it should notice Reap'em is a consumer, which is perfect. This is still shipping timber, nowhere near full, so that line's going to hemorrhage some money for a while. But we should see this demand increase. How is this doing on lumber? sort of running out a little bit. But I mean, this is producing plenty. Let's see if we have some better ships that we could put on this line. So right now we're using these tanker towboats. We're using this with 175 capacity. The Axle P is faster with 220. So why don't we go ahead and replace those? And that should help move a bit more freight on that line. Oh, wow. 160 people want to go up to Tedford. And I did say that I was going to add another train onto this line, so why don't we do that first? So I'll add another train onto the line. And now let's look at the performance of this line. So 266. I mean, they're moving a ton of people. I might just add a couple more cars. What are we using right now? I think it's these. Nope. I think we're using these. And what train are we using? I'm going to replace these all together. I'm going to do A35s, which go 62. With that, maybe? With a high maintenance. That will be our new train on this line. Let's see if we can find one. And take a look. So that's our new train. It should get up to 62 miles an hour very quickly. And it should operate really well. I don't love having this road right here, but it's okay for now. I'm just going to go ahead and clear a lot of this foliage, as we tend to do whenever we make these airfields. And there will never be vehicles driving on that road, so it's really not a huge deal. And then also, it looks like the terrain is a little wonky up here, so I'll just smooth that out a little bit. And these are I put the new airfield in, just as a holding for when we inevitably add in another, or for whenever we inevitably upgrade these other airfields. One place that I was thinking that we could ship over here, or ship to, is over here, in this corner. It's a really long run. None of these places need machine tools, but Droitwich does. There is a facility here where they could make it themselves, but I think it would be cool to ship them all the way from here. Other places that demand machine tools, Tetford, that could be a candidate for running a cargo rail line, mirroring right down this one, this already existing rail line. We could certainly do that. We could add another station in here and then just ship them into Tetford. Totally doable. Other places, I mean, Southall needs machine tools. Low does. That's really close. I mean, that one would be pretty easy. But why not for now? Why don't we figure out how we could incorporate Droitwich into the into the tools line. So if I go into terrain, we have a nice flat area right here. I'm just going to spend a lot of money and make it so. And if I put in a cargo shipping facility here, it'll give us good access to both of these, and it will also give us good access to the surrounding industry. We could ship grain in here. We could ship grain all over the place. I tend to play this game with an understanding of realism. And my point being that, I don't want to ship marble on aircraft. I don't want to ship steel on aircraft. Coal, I don't want to ship on aircraft. I try and ship end items. Grain is okay because I can I can justify in my head, like, oh, they're shipping, like flour or something that, you could realistically expect to ship on an aircraft, a food product. It's just sometimes, there's nothing wrong in the game. You can ship whatever you want. You can ship, you can ship steel. Like, the game doesn't care whether it is actually, like, a feasible thing to ship or not. As far as the game is concerned, it's perfectly valid. I just think that it makes a bit more sense, like, realistically, to imagine that you're actually shipping a heavy product that would need to be moved. If that makes sense. Maybe I'm just rambling. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this. I didn't mean to upgrade this. I want that without trees, this without trees, but I do want the bus lanes because we are going to be running a cargo route from this station here. So I'm going to put in a cargo pickup, and I'll just do one station on the pickup for now. We can always expand the platform down the line. And we'll go ahead and make this a one-way. We will loop this in with no bus lanes. Try and make it as square as possible. Just extend that out a little bit so that I can get this in nice and clean. No bus lanes. And now we're going to need to set up a drop-off for the, what am I making? Machines? Right? Machine parts? Yes, machines. I need to set up a drop-off for the machines. So if we come over here and look at the way that this city is developed, it's kind of a mess. We've got machines and tools all mixed together. So if they come down this road, I could maybe have them turn off here, drop here, and then waypoint back. So if I add a new line from the Droitwich Airport and bring it in here, yep, I don't even need that. So now this will be a truck route from Droitwich to Droitwich Tools. And they'll drop off there, and that should work really nicely. I do have a depot here, so I'm just going to adjust this really quick so that they only load, or they only leave when they're full. And let's go ahead and get some cargo on here. So maybe I'll do 4. 4 to start with a high maintenance, that teal color. We'll get them on this line, and that should take them all the way up to Droitwich Spa North Airport, that is. And now let's set up a new line on this cargo airport. Running up here. I like that. I think this is going to look really cool. So maybe we'll make this a dark purplish color. And this will be a plane from Reepham to Droitwich. And it's going to be tools for now. Hopefully we can find something else for it to ship. But for now, it's just going to be tools. I'm going to pause real quick so that we can get 2 aircraft on either end before we set off. And I might go with these Douglas Sky Trains. What is the price difference? So if I expand this out, 4 million. I don't really care about the purchase price, honestly. $787 to run versus $299. 10. So you're almost getting 2 loads of the Douglas cargo with 1 Lockheed. But it's well over twice the cost. So you're not even getting twice. It does go 100 miles per hour faster. Why don't we go with the Douglas for now? And we can always, you know, change them out in the future if we start seeing way too much product waiting to be moved, which I suspect that we will. And now we can go ahead and let these run. And now we've got a couple planes on either end. And if you actually notice, these are the same aircraft that we're using for our passenger plane, but the passenger version is chromed out, whereas the cargo version, we take a look here, is painted. It's just a little bit more rugged. So did this guy get any cargo? He didn't. But if we look here, this is connected. It is starting to allocate to Droidwich, so we should start to see some tools go onto this platform, because it is connected. So let's just see if we get some. You can see it is starting to allocate them. Is it just out of... Yep, it ran out of wood. So how are we doing on wood? This is only bringing 21. I really need this to allocate more wood up to Reapum. And you can see it is. It's starting to tick up, you know, a little bit slowly. It's just going to take some time. These ships are bringing up full stacks of logs. Could definitely, honestly, get another one of them on that line. I'll probably wait for this one to clear and maybe get past this bridge to add another one on, just so that we kind of spread the line out a little bit. But we're just not moving enough planks. Although you can see that we are starting to get some tools onto this line. And this is trying to level up. It just doesn't have enough materials. It is getting steel, which is great. Did this take a full load of steel? No, not anywhere near a full load. This does have a huge supply of coal and iron. That's awesome to see. It means that we have a lot of trucks on here. You can actually see that they're backing up. Normally that would be an issue, but I'm just going to wait for this guy to level up, which he certainly will eventually. Same thing over here. So I'm okay having all these trucks on here. They're not waiting too long. They are clearing fairly regularly. Looks like we have about 4 waiting there at any given time. About 5 here. That's okay though. They are dropping off. They're keeping this fully stocked. And we're seeing a decent amount of steel come over here. So how many tools did this guy get? He only got 1. And again, it's the lumber. The lumber is going to be the problem. That line should make money once we actually get the capacity, the production capacity to actually flood it with tools. And now you see why I didn't go with the Lockheed to start. So how much timber? So this is leveling up. That's awesome. So now it's going to produce more timber. And I am going to get another one of these on there to support it, to supply the line. We need more logs coming in. I don't even know. I might want to get another one. I could honestly run a rail line down here. Do I bring logs in on rail? It's doable. I mean, I could loop a rail line up here. I could even bring these logs in. Anyway. I think this is going well. We've got a lot done. We are coming up on the end of the episode. This guy got... Let's see how many tools he's going to get. He's going to get 5. He's going to get 5 machine parts. Which is not bad. 5 isn't bad. But this is being starved of planks. tanks. So that is... timber is going to be the thing that we need to figure out next time. And you can see this train, which is probably completely hemorrhaging money. If I had to guess, yeah, it's our biggest loser by far. Our planes are actually starting to pay for themselves if we pause real quick. This was our original plane line. It's only losing 76,000. And our new low to Tetford plane line is actually making us money. So where are those planes? They just landed. So I'll probably want to get some more. Oh yeah, wow. 25 people waiting. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be ambitious, and I'm going to replace these with 15, 19, the Lockheed Constellation, 83 or 830,000 to run, 490. Let's not be over ambitious. Let's see how these guys look. Those look great. So we won't be overly ambitious and jump to the Lockheed. Huge number of passengers here on these lines. So what I could do, actually, I thought I saw that we got a new bus. We did. We got this Benz bus. So I'm going to go ahead and swap these out for the faster, bit higher capacity buses. Those go 41 miles an hour, so those should do much better. I do think they'll still get outrun by the passenger cars, though. Yeah. Yep. But I think these will work great. Alright guys, I think this is going to bring up the end of the episode. We will probably go ahead and take a ride on this new cargo passenger, or cargo airline that we installed. So you guys can get a good bird's eye view of kind of this section of the city, or this section of the map. If you guys are liking these videos, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing in the comments. I'm having a lot of fun making them. I hope you guys are having fun watching them. It's been great having you, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.